Hi guys, it's Sukrit from STEMcoder. Today we're going to do some practice with classifying triangles. So as you watched in the two previous videos, there are two ways to classify triangles based on the angles and the side length. There are equilateral, isosceles and scalene triangles based on the side length, which means that all three sides are equal length, two of the three sides are of equal length, or all three sides are different lengths. Or you can classify them based on angles, which means there's acute, obtuse and right triangles. This means all three of the angles are acute, one of the angles is obtuse, or one of the angles is right. So let's have some practice. So obviously, since there's two ways to classify triangles, every single triangle will have two types of classifications. So there's this triangle over here. Now, based on side length, what is this? So I mark these numbers over here because when you're classifying triangles, you should try to do the steps in this order. So one, is this an equilateral triangle? No, because the sides are of different length. Number two, is this an isosceles triangle? No, because there's no two sides which are of equal length. All three sides are of different length, which means it has to be a scalene triangle. So this is a scalene triangle. Now based on angles, is this a right triangle? Yes it is, because this angle over here is a right angle. So this is a right scalene triangle. Let's do a few more. I have this triangle over here. Number one, is this an equilateral triangle? Yes it is, because all three sides are of the same length. So this is an equilateral triangle. Now based on angles, is this a right triangle? No, because there's no right angle. Is this an obtuse triangle? No, because there is no obtuse angle. Therefore it has to be an acute triangle. And see, all three of these angles are acute angles. So this is an acute. So therefore this is an acute equilateral triangle. And by the way, just to let you know, since all three sides of an equilateral triangle have to be of the same length, that means every equilateral triangle looks like this. So that means every single equilateral triangle is acute. So just put that over here. Every equilateral triangle is acute. Something to note. What if I put this triangle over here? So this is a right angle, by the way. Is this an equilateral triangle? Nope, because I can tell you that these two sides are different length. Is this an isosceles triangle? Yes, because these two sides are of the same length. And if two of the three sides are of the same length, that means this is an isosceles triangle. Why do you note that isosceles is spelled Isosceles? It's definitely a complicated spelling, and I think I misspelled it in the last video, but yeah, just make sure you don't misspell isosceles on a test. Now let's go to angles. Is this a right triangle? This angle over here is a right angle, and so this is a right isosceles triangle. Some more practice. I'm going to give you something like this. Is this an equilateral triangle? Nope, because sides are of different lengths. Is this an isosceles triangle? These two sides are the same length, therefore it is isosceles. Now onto based on angles. Is this a right triangle? No, because there's no right angle. Is this an obtuse triangle? No, because there's no obtuse angle. Therefore it has to be an acute triangle. So this is an isosceles. Acute isosceles. So let's do a couple more. And by the way, feel free to pause the video as I draw the triangle. Try to solve this by yourself, and then you can watch the solution. So what about this? So is this an equilateral triangle? No. Is this an isosceles triangle? Yeah, because these two sides are of the same length. And by the way, when you're given problems like this, the book will tell you whether the sides are of equal length or not, because it may be a bit hard to visualize it. So if two sides are the equal length, there will be a tick mark drawn through it. So this is an isosceles triangle. So now on to angles. Is this a right triangle? No, there is no right angle. This is an obtuse triangle. Yeah, this angle over here is obtuse. And so this is an obtuse isosceles triangle. Last one. Let's do one last practice problem. So that may be a bit messy, but I'm not able to draw it, but so I'm just telling you, in this type of triangle, all three sides are of different lengths. So it's not equilateral, not isosceles, so it has to be scalene. And now based on angles, it's not right or obtuse, so it has to be an acute triangle. So this will be an acute scalene triangle. How about this? This is not equilateral nor isosceles because the sides are different lengths, so it has to be scalene. This is not a right triangle because there is no right angle, but there is an obtuse angle over here. So this is an obtuse scalene triangle. And I just want to let you know one last thing. Like when you're given a practice problem where you have to classify triangles, you will be given tick marks, and right angles and right triangles will have this this symbol to denote that it is a right angle. So you don't have to like take a magnifying glass and check to see, use a ruler to see if the sides are of similar lengths. You'll be told if the sides are of similar lengths or not most of the time. Most of the time you will be told if the sides are of the same length and if the angle is a right triangle or right one. You will just have to classify the triangles based on these steps that I've drawn up on the board. So feel free to do some of the practice problems on our website. I'll post them in the link down below. And obviously you'll just get better at this by doing a lot of practice. In future lessons we'll work on some more complicated stuff, and I hope to see you soon.